work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work.
Fall in. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, and you're rocking this morning with your favorite vets on the net, whoever they show up. E2G Sports Networks presents First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall into it as we get into talking about some of the stuff that went over the course of the weekend in the sports world. Some stuff expected, we talked about, engaged with. The other things, not so much. He wasn't looking for it. But in case, a short time frame, as I hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas holidays, enjoy time with your family, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that. So, of course, you're saying everyone got probably engaged and got some good food, maybe some good drink, um, some pretty good presents, or provided a service to one another. So that's what it's all about. Of course, these holidays, season as it's coming close to the end of the year, just a week or so left, a little less than a week before it's all over, and we do the deuce and pull up with the deuce tray. So of course, like I was saying, a couple of things happened. Of course, it was a couple of bowl games over the course of the weekend, in which where I was at. Of course, on Friday we didn't get to talk about or see about it. The face off between the University of Houston Cougars and the Lafayette Raging Cajuns, as the Cougars were victorious in the Radiance Technology Independence Bowl, coming out with the dub 16-23 on Friday. Additionally, Wake Forest played against the Missouri Tigers in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, in which Wake Forest was able to get the victory, winning 27-17, the 10-point dub. Saturday, Middle Tennessee State University faced off against the San Diego State with a 2-point dub in the Easy Point Hawaii Bowl. Additionally, today, I believe it's a bowl today. Let me correct my math and make sure. Um, excuse me. Of course, today New Mexico State will be taking on Bowling Green, in which that will be the Quick Lane Bowl today at 1:30. You know what? I did not expect to see this guy, but as I said, if y'all saw the post, I was like, of course, I was like, someone got some explaining to do, in which, you know what? I think it's only right that we do NFL conversation first. Bishop, what's good with you, brother? How you doing, sir?
WGO, WGO, WGO. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? What's good, man? It's Christmas, day after Christmas, should I say? Merry
Day after
Christmas to
Christmas.
everybody. How y'all doing? What's good, Trey? Yeah, I'm gonna come on here. Y'all think because we took that L on Saturday, you think I'm not coming on here? Of course I'm coming on here, man. Of course I'm coming on here.
It was so
Good.
we talked about this before. It was a possibility that there was. I didn't expect them to try Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew.
Don't like him.
You don't like Gardner? You don't like Gardner?
Mm-mm. If and I can quickly tell you why, right?
Okay.
Once again, good morning. Excuse me. I can tell you why I don't like Gardner Minshew. To me, and man, shouts out to you Cowboys fans. I don't know why though. All Cowboy fans, y'all get a win, y'all swear y'all done won the Super Bowl, man. Y'all swear up and down. Y'all running around here. My brother-in-law, he can't stop saying how about them Cowboys. Oh man, look, y'all beat the Philadelphia Eagles without their quarterback. Y'all beat us without our quarterback. Mind you, I know y'all beat us without Dak. got it. But with our quarterback, our backup, y'all barely beat us. Y'all barely beat us. We had y'all on the ropes with a backup. With a backup, we had y'all on the rope. We beat y'all convincingly. Second half, we took over in the first game, and y'all did nothing. In that
Mm-hmm.
game, it went down to the wire. Miles Sanders, I could kick him in his face.
In his
I could,
face, not his butt, but his face.
I could kick Miles Sanders in his face. But more importantly, what up, Michael? Thank you, thank you. You're a true fan, man. Thank you for noticing the obvious. Um, Garner Minshew, the thing I don't like about him, and it's not even just Garner Minshew. I'm gonna be honest, like I've been saying, and you can back me up on this, Trey. I've been saying
Mm-hmm.
this from day one. Nick Sirianni does not deserve anything in which he's getting. It is not Nick
Mm.
Sirianni. He is a horrible play caller. Horrible, horrible play caller. I don't care what you say. He basically calls plays like he playing Madden. He plays the game like he's playing Madden. If you know what I'm talking about, for you Madden fans out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I say this, y'all be patient with me. When I say this about Nick Sirianni, and I'm gonna jump back on Garner, but let me get on Nick first. When you
Mm-hmm.
find somebody, and you even know this trait for yourself, when we used to play Madden, the defect, if you found a
Mm-hmm.
play that you felt that they could not stop, you ran it
Continue
over,
go with it. You roll with it.
over, and over again. No matter what, it could be 3rd and 30. You still gonna run that same play. We're gonna speak on 3rd and 30 in a minute too.
Mm.
But you gonna continuously run that play no matter what. They could put 19,000 people in the box. You still gonna run that dumb play because you feel like they can't stop it.
Mm. So before we get any deeper into that, because that 30-30, like you said,
Mm,
as you know, we're talking about the Dallas
mm,
Cowboys faced off against the Philadelphia Eagles on Saturday, in which the
mm,
Eagles had an opportunity to secure the NFC East division as well as the number one, well, maybe not the number one, the number one uh, overall spot
mm,
in this game. Of course, Cowboys, correction, the Eagles. Gardner Minshew started because um, Jalen Hurts was nursing an injury to this, I think, shoulder injury. Correct?
Right
Okay,
shoulder,
shoulder injury.
right shoulder.
Gardner Minshew, 24 for 40, 355 yards, two touchdowns, two interceptions. Not bad for a backup in a huge game. Miles Sanders, 21 carries for 65 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 4 for 17. And Gardner Minshew himself, 4 for 5 carries with a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 8 catches for 113 yards and two touchdowns. A.J. Brown, six
That's why I got
receptions,
him up there,
103
baby.
yards, no
Devontae.
yards. No untouchdown. Dallas got it 3 for 67. Kenneth Gainwell himself 4 for 41. Quez Watkins 1 for 19. Sanders 1 for 6, and Zach Pascal was 1 for 6 as well. The Cowboys. Dak Prescott's 27 for 35, 347 yards, three touchdowns, one interception. Not bad. Zeke 16 for 55 with a touchdown, rushing touchdown. Dak was 6 for 41. Tony Pollard 9 for 19, not his usual, but he
No.
he did damage in other ways. CeeDee Lamb 10 catches, 120 yards, two touchdowns. Um, that's saying a lot when we talk about the defense and the cornerbacks of the Philadelphia Eagles. Tony Pollard 6 receptions, 61 yards. T.Y. Hilton 1 for 52. Dalton Schultz 3 for 43. Michael Gallup 4 for 36, 1 for 24 from Jake Ferguson. Zeke 1 for 6, and Noah Brown 1 for 5 as well. A key thing when we look and talk about um, T.Y. Hilton picked up just a week before the game to solidify the wide receiver core in Dallas, where I think is actually, when I think about it now, I think he was just meant to be a player for this playoff push going into the playoffs. I know we've seen things in reference to uh, Jerry Jones coming on and said he looks to have Odell Beckham in the fold, but I think it was also a conversation where it's like, do they want to pay that type of money to have him just for a playoff push, in which he was going to be? So maybe Odell does come to Dallas, but maybe in the offseason. But in case T.Y. Hilton, we know him, we all know him. We all know T.Y. Hilton with the T.Y.
Trash.
Flex.
Trash.
Flex
Piss
on
me
the
off.
Philadelphia Eagles with the 30 on the 3rd and 30 with his only reception, one reception, 152 yards. Bishop, when you seen this, we ain't gonna say blown coverage. I don't
It was
think
blown cover because
maybe the
Maddox.
safety overplayed him, underplayed him because he ran right past the safety where the ball came at.
If you look at the play, of course,
Mm-hmm.
Darius Slay was playing his zone. He was expecting safety help. When you
Mm-hmm.
watch the play from behind the Dallas Cowboys side, you see the safety for whatever reason out the gate. That safety takes off toward the middle of the field out the gate. For whatever reason, he takes his first few steps is headed toward the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm sure when Dak saw that, he launched it straight up to Ty. So by the time he launched it, the safety couldn't get back over in time to help Darius Slay out. Darius is
Mm-hmm.
expecting that safety to have over the top help, and he didn't have it. A lot of that, like I say, I'm gonna say, is fault of because of the fact Maddox went out. He hurt his foot in that game. That safety, I can't think of his name right now. He was the backup. And that was a key injury for us because Maddox was killing in that game at first, and then that safety came. I mean, he got hurt his foot, never came back in the game, and they picked on that they picked on that safety from there on out. He missed like he was responsible for like I want to say he was responsible for like 2 or 3 touchdowns which Dallas scored once Maddox went out. So that was definitely Maddox going down was definitely detrimental to our defense because that was Maddox's first game back. So, excuse me, since his injury, and he, you clearly saw that he was missed once he came out that game, and which is amazing because, like I said, that was Maddox's first game back. So, how do you not know what you're doing? You've been playing a position while Maddox was out. Now all of a sudden you don't know, you don't know what's going
Got
on.
this that quick.
Yeah, you lost it that quick. But 3rd and 30. There's no way they should have completed a first down on 3rd and 30, bro. No way in the world should they complete that. But again, it is what it is. Give Dallas their props. They did what they had to do to beat us.
Still in the hunt for the number one. Still in the hunt for the number one seed as well as the division. Um, in that game, of course, Dallas finished 40-34. You
But
don't
all we got to
expect like
do, is win one of
yeah,
those
y'all need just
out
need
of 3
one.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only
y'all
need
need one, or y'all need San Francisco or Dallas to lose another. If y'all even if y'all
one.
lose is when if one of them lose, it helps.
Right. And to Garner Minshew, don't get me wrong. I mean, he did
He
what he
held his
needed to do.
own.
He did what he needed to do in my fantasy. Because in my fantasy,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
in
just
my
knew.
fantasy,
I was like, yes.
oh, I know you did. Because when I looked at it on Saturday,
Yes.
because I didn't look at it for a while, and once I found out, Jalen wasn't gonna be playing on Saturday, I said, God dang it! I said, man, this would be my luck. When I not my bye week, but my week in which I need to play, I lose Jalen. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Garner. I'm gonna pick up Garner. Hopefully, he can do what he needs to do and not make too many mistakes. And as you see, he came in, got me 24 points against. Let me remind y'all, I played Trey. In the game. He was up. I was like, oh my God, this dude is finna beat me in this game because by live projection, they had Trey beating me late Saturday night. They had Trey beat me. And I was like, good Lord, but I had some players still to play on Sunday. And I am currently in front 140,
By 30 points.
140 to 108, which Trey does have Michael Pittman Jr. tonight.
He ain't
However,
gonna come up with no 35
I know.
points.
However, you never know. Things I've seen.
I mean, yes, that's true. It's true, but I
I've
feel
seen
like outdone.
stranger things. I've seen stranger things happen, but I do think I've got this one in the bag. I do think that. And then not only
Yeah,
that,
I do.
Jordan Minshew was a
That's
huge.
true. And I sit up and bow to you, sir. You're
That was a
in
huge pick.
2, not 1. We played in 3. We played in 3 fantasy leagues this year. You are in the champion. You potentially are in a championship. Oh, you know what? But maybe not. Hurt might get you.
So Herc. So this speaking of that, right? In the
Hurt
NFL,
might get you.
in our frat one, right? Herc again, another person. Herc was up. Herc called me before the Dallas game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, he didn't play CD Lamb. He kicked his. He was like, man, I didn't know if I wanted to play CD Lamb. He said, so I didn't play CD Lamb. CD Lamb put up 34 points on the bench for him. 34 points. If he'd have played CD Lamb, it wouldn't even matter. The game would be over. But he didn't. So he has Austin Eckler tonight.
He might make up the difference.
Because he only got him by 13 points.
Oh yeah, he's probably gonna make the difference.
Yeah, I got him by yeah, it's only 13 points. So yeah, Austin Eckler. I don't have anybody tonight. So in this one, it looks like it's not gonna be unless Austin Eckler just for some reason just doesn't do anything at all, pulls a Josh Jacobs and hits like 6 points or something like that. Or Stephon
Or like
Diggs.
what happened with me, both my running backs got 5 points.
Did they? Who was your running back?
Yeah, that's Aaron Jones and
Oh, you talking about in that league?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got put out by New York last week. But I did the same thing that Herc didn't do. I left too many people on the bench. I started the wrong people.
Yeah.
But this week I kind of look at like what the output would have been the following week, and I probably wouldn't have won this week either. Had I even went on, I probably wouldn't have won this week.
And I only left, and this is the jacked up part. This game probably wouldn't even be close either if I had if Debo wasn't hurt. He on IR, and Jalen Hurts again, two key people, both of them out. So if Jalen Hurts or Debo would have been playing, this game probably wouldn't have been close with Hurt. But I only left 18 points, 33 points on the bench, which the major points came from Trevor Lawrence, which he had 18 of those points out of the 33. But so I had to play Jared Goff, which he got me 31 points, which was cool. I want y'all to come on my show, but I have to put y'all on a time limit because y'all are all good, and I'm not finna lose my spot because man, it ain't even like that, bro. You ain't even got to worry about it, man. I'm sure your spot is solidified. But
so it's interesting, like you said that. So it's but you know what? It's good. We win some, we lose some.
We do.
We leave the fight again. So it's like, but I was like, I put so potentially you can have 2 championships this year, or you can go to 1. Which I ain't even look and see who was winning between
who which one?
Between the other 2. I know one. I think Neor is down on 1.
What you talking about? In our
frat one, I think he's down. He has Palmer though that's plays tonight, and then in the or in our first formation one, I know is Coach Daniels and
Thank you, Shay. Hope you had the same. Hopefully you had the same.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, so it's all good, of course. But you know what?
What's up?
I'm not gonna say I'm a Brock Purdy fan, but I'm a Brock Purdy fan.
That's
8 consecutive games, second year in a row in which
your boy in trouble.
We had to come back from the depths. Who? Trey?
Trey in trouble.
Nah, he ain't in trouble, man.
Trey in trouble.
Nah, he's not in trouble.
Trey is in trouble.
Brock is. I'll give Brock his props, but Trey is in trouble.
How can you say that when he's playing better every time? Go ahead.
He's a third round. He's a third overround pick. He's not in trouble yet.
How you say that? He's outplayed Trey every time Trey's coming in. He's outplayed Trey.
Only because Trey Lance is injured, recovering from a broken foot.
Okay, got it.
So,
To me, it
all
looks
right,
like a lot.
let's
It
do
looks a
this.
lot like Nick Foles, and it looks to me looks like a lot like Nick Foles and
So this is,
Carson Wentz.
but this
I'm
is
just saying.
this is what we have to keep in context, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trey, in my opinion, was drafted on being a someone to work into his role, just being someone that can work in Kyle Shanahan's system.
Mm-hmm.
Or then it was Mike McDaniels, but it ended up becoming Kyle Shanahan because the Daniels took the coaching job at Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have to keep in mind is Brock Purdy played a lot of games at Iowa State. He has more experience than Trey Lance. First and foremost, coming into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, Trey Lance is a Division II graduate, as he played at North Dakota State, which is a powerhouse in the FCS Division II.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy played at Iowa State Division I.
What is
So
Trey Lance and Trey Lance and he came from where? Say it again.
North Dakota State. North Dakota State.
You know what I'm going to say. What does he have in common with Carson Wentz?
They went to the same college.
And what happened to Carson Wentz? He's benched. And he's been losing his job out to backup quarterback. I'm just saying, man. Prisoner of the moment. Please stop. Cooper Rush won a bunch of games. You see, he's back on the bench. 49ers mortgage the house for Lance.
Correct. For Lance. Yeah, they're not. He's not in trouble yet.
I just don't see. I'm just saying. I'm going off Wayne. I'm going off Coach Wayne. I'm going off of what I've seen Trey do once he's come into the game, compared to what Brock has done once he's come into the game. And I see Purdy being better than Trey from what I've seen on the field.
It's gotta give him time. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I can go off of. I can go
Gotta
off.
give him
I can
time.
only go off production, what he has produced while being on the field.
In any case,
We'll
San
see though.
Francisco on Saturday played against the Washington Commanders. Washington was a hot stepper for a second. But of course, Taylor Heineke, 13 for 18, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Carson Wentz ended up replacing him, 12 for 16, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Brian Robinson, 22 rushing yards for 58, 22 carries for 58 yards. Jonathan Williams, 3 for 13. Antonio Gibson, 5 for 10. Curtis Samuel, 1 for 22 for -4. Was Heineke. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, 4 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown. Jahan Dotson, 6 receptions for 76 yards and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel himself, 5 receptions, 52 yards and a touchdown. Other side of the ball, the 49ers, Brock Purdy, 15 for 22, 235 yards, 34 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Ray McLeod was 1 for 71 with the touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 15 for 46 and the touchdown. Tyron Davis Price, 9 for 30, and Brock Purdy was 1 for 6 himself. George Kittle, 8 another game, 6 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. I knew Brock Purdy was going to be the key at this point to unlocking George Kittle again. Because with Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, Kittle wasn't the primary. Although with Trey Lance, that time George was kind of still trying to nurse and get back into his former self, so it wasn't the same. With Jimmy, it seemed like he became a loss in the shuffle. But now with Brock is finding him, that's Brock's strengths, the short intermediate pass, and Kittle's working the middle of the field. They're putting him in position, and now he's eating 2 touchdowns, 2 weeks in a row, 2 touchdowns, and triple digits for reception. Brandon Ayuk, 5 for 81. Jawan Jennings, 2 for 21. Christian McCaffrey, 2 for 12. And the 49ers win their 8th consecutive win, 37-20. Next week, they go to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. As they continue to trying to make their move to the 2nd seed, maybe even the 1st seed, depending upon how Philadelphia does. So I guess you could say our first. Yeah, y'all got New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
We have.
I think y'all can do y'all. Y'all can win y'all next one with Gardner.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. The thing, and back to Gardner. The thing about Gardner, this is what I don't like. This is what I was gonna say. What I don't like about Gardner, Gardner Minshew, is the fact that he is very scary. He. If you look at a lot of his play, a lot of his mistakes, he is always his first step is all. Don't get me wrong, I get it. Your first step is supposed to be a back step because
Mhm.
you whether you're in the shotgun or whether you're in the underneath the center. However, he continuously backpedals a lot, a great deal. He definitely does not have the vision Jalen has. He doesn't have the he doesn't have that. He plays scared. He plays as you would think. As long as he's been in the league already, you would think um he wouldn't be as scared as he is. He's very scary, very scary. Like he's so man. He plays scared all the time. Like 90% of the time during that game, he was playing scared. He was throwing off his back foot. He was throwing off balance. That's why he had the two interceptions in which he was sailing balls because he was always backpedaling while he was throwing the ball. He was selling the ball. We had an opportunity. He almost threw. He threw. If he hadn't sailed that ball to Devontae in the back of the end zone with a few seconds, we probably would have. Probably could have won that game. Or he probably would have scored again, Devontae. But he sailed the ball just like he had been doing the whole game. I had been saying the entire game, bro. Stop backpedaling. What's up, Leslie? Eagles lose to Cowboys. Yeah, come on, bro. We lost to the Cowboys again. If you watch the game, we lost because we didn't have Jalen. But either way, he sells the ball. That's what I don't like about Garner. Garner does
Do
not
you
play. Um, he plays scared. He doesn't play like he doesn't play confident in his own game. So
do you
that
think
was critical.
going back to the 49 game, do you think Nick Bosa has secured and locked up the defensive player of the year?
Mm. I don't know. It's probably gonna be out of him and Michael Parsons. Still, even though Micah hasn't done anything against us in both games, Micah hasn't
Mhm.
done nothing in either one of the games. But yeah, Nick Bosa, he has probably set himself apart from anybody else that may be in
From
the
everybody
question.
else.
That may be in question or maybe in the conversation for defensive player of the year, without
Uh,
question.
uh, Another game that had some high implications to it. The New York Giants faced off against the Minnesota
Minnesota
Vikings,
Vikings.
as Minnesota was the home team. Minnesota did walk away with the win, 27-24.
Comebacks
But just
again,
like
wasn't it?
yeah, just like the Dallas game, it wasn't the easiest of games. It wasn't like it was just a complete outdoing. Like you
Mhm.
had to do another comeback. Um, the Vikings, I mean, correction, Daniel Jones for the New York Giants, uh, 30 for 42, 100 or 334 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Saquon Barkley rushed 14 times for 84 yards and a touchdown. Daniel Jones, four carries for 34 yards. Brieda, 2 for 9. Richie James, their reading receiver, 8 receptions, 90 yards. Isaiah Hodgins, 8 for 89 and a touchdown. Darius Slayton, 4 for 79. Saquon Barkley contributed 8 for 49. And Daniel Bellinger, 2 for 27. For the Vikings, however, Kirk Cousins, 34 of 48 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dalvin Cook, 14 carries for 64 yards. Madison was 4 for 17 himself. Justin Jefferson, 12 receptions for 133 yards and a touchdown. He's also making a play to cat. He needs 210 yards to break Calvin
3,000.
Johnson's all-time receiving record. That's basically 105 yards in the next two in over in the next few games.
Who do they
The
got the
way
next two
Jeff
games? Oh, hold on, let me see who they got. Because luckily they not playing us because he ain't do none of that against us.
did why Bishop look up who they got the next few games. CJ Hawkinson, 13 receptions for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. A great pickup from Detroit or in the off during the mid-season. KJ or Osborne, 3 receptions for 17, one for Johnny Munt and 16. Dalvin Cook 3 for 13 and 1 for Adam Thielen with 6 yards. Uh,
They got
who
the
they got the next 2 games?
they got the Vikings on Sunday, New Year's Day.
Who
They got,
does the
I mean, they got the Packers. That's what I meant to say. They got the
the
Packers
Pack? Ooh, that's not
in
an easy.
in
That
Lambeau.
might not be easy. Well, he might eat. They might
In,
not win, but he
in,
might eat.
in Lambeau, they got him in Lambeau, and then after that, and then after that, they got the wait. Oh yeah, and then after that, they got the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So they on the road for both of them games. Yeah, they on the road both of those games. So
Yeah, they can potentially lose that that last game. What's good, Shannon? Good morning, bro.
good
They can
morning.
lose that. I mean, they can lose potentially lose the Green Bay game, and then
Yes,
just about virtue, they might not
they
play all their
do, Leslie.
players.
I told y'all about Sunshine. He came
Matter of
into his
fact,
own.
I was just. Oh,
He
we already
came
talked
into
about
his
it.
own. He
He
came into his
making.
own.
Is he though? So
Come
let's talk
on,
about that
come
briefly.
on,
I know
Trey.
that was the Thursday night game,
Right.
but
What up, Eric?
let's really talk about that right for a second. Is it that Sunshine Trevor Lawrence is
Mm-hmm.
coming into his own, or was it just a complete debacle by Zach Wilson, who
I mean,
was
don't get me
drafted
wrong.
in the same
I'm a don't.
in the same round?
Same year and everything, same round. Don't get me wrong. Zach definitely didn't help his his resume at all. Don't get me wrong. Um, Zach got benched in in the third quarter, I think it was. He got benched third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think you and Ron both picked the Jets to win that game. But I do. It was horrible conditions. He did not throw a touchdown, but it was horrible conditions. The weather was bad, but he did what he needed to do to get the job done. And I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. He did what he needed to do to get the job done. We're talking about Jacksonville. That's Florida. Playing in New York during this time of year, they not ready for that weather. They not. They want. You know what I'm saying? That's not a weather. That's not a climate zone in which they would prefer to play in. So he did enough. He got in the end zone himself. He scored, and he got up enough points to win that game on the road. That was a road game. So yeah, in my personal opinion, Trevor Lawrence did what he needed to do to get the Jags to where they are, leading the division right now. He finally using his legs like he did. Exactly. Trevor Lawrence is. I've been trying to tell y'all about Trevor. I said he's that dude. He's going. I said last year he just had a bad coach. Appreciate you, Alvin. Of course you do. I appreciate you. Last year he had a bad coach. He's starting to find himself with the new coaching staff that he got over there in Jacksonville. And like Leslie say, they leading the division now. He is that dude, man. He's that dude, and he's as long as they keep giving him weapons, surround him with weapons. You know, they already got ETN and stuff like that. As long as they keep doing that, Trevor's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, he's finally growing. Absolutely, he's gonna be all right. Trevor is going to be all right. I promise you. And now Zach, like you said, that just.
I'm very sure they're looking for somebody in this draft already. They probably
Somebody even
hey,
said
go
that
scout.
Zach probably won't be in New York next year. A lot of people are saying, a lot of analysts are saying Zach probably won't be in New York next year. Really, Alvin? Yeah, Zach
You
is.
think
Yeah.
he sit up in Holiday? They they talk about Zach is a milf killer. Like it's like yo,
A MILF killer, really?
yeah. They say he be getting at them older cats, those other females.
He might be. I don't know, but he definitely played that DO on Thursday night. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, that's what got him benched is lack of anything, of everything, honestly. And it just so happened that James White was too badly injured, so they couldn't get him in.
Right. Right.
So, what do you think about this? Of course, the Detroit Lions, Carolina Panthers. Carolina's making a push. How do they lose their best player, presumably pretty close in their history, and become better after losing him? The Carolina Panthers currently 6-9, with a possibility of getting into the playoffs.
It's
Um,
crazy.
it got a little harder though. Tampa Bay did win, but 6-9. Detroit 7-8 on the year. Carolina wins 37-23. Um, for the Panthers, Sam Darnold, 15 for 22, 250 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Foreman, 21 carries for 165 yards and a touchdown. Chuba Herbert carried 12 yards for 125 yards. Sam Darnold, 6 for 19 with the touchdown. Rasheem Blackshear, 3 carries and 3 touchdowns. 3 carries for 3 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore had a carry for 1 yard. For 8 yards. Additionally, DJ Moore, 5 receptions, 83 yards and a touchdown. Terrence Marshall, 55 yards receiving off of 2 receptions, three receptions, 53 yards for Laviska Shenault Jr. Tommy Tremble, 2 for 18. And then everyone else with 1 reception. Shi Smith for 17 yards, 12 yards from Ian Thomas, and Rockshear Blackman, 12 yards additionally. For the Lions, Jared Goff, 25 for 42, 355 yards, and 3 touchdowns, not a single turnover.
My fantasy quarterback.
Jared Goff, 3 carries for 15 yards. DeAndre Swift, 4 for 12, 7 for 11 from Jamal Williams. Khalif Raymond, 1 for 8. It seems like that's where it was won in the trenches. They were shut down. DJ Shark, 4 receptions for 108 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 for 76. Khalif, 1 for 56, 2 for 31 from Josh Reynolds, as well as James Mitchell with 2 for 31. And then everyone else, 2 or 1 carry, 11 yards, 13 yards, and 3 yards for Jamal Williams, Brock Wright, and DeAndre Swift. So it just seems like what has been Detroit's staple is a powerful, strong run game, which opens up the passing lanes, which in turn they set up where a even kill team. So now we're looking at what's good, Anthony. How you doing, bro? Now you look at the situation to where they're not as dominant as they were before. Um, Patrick
Morning, Bishop. I told you if Hurts keeps sitting out, his MPD is going. Patrick is the favorite now. And so, bro, it's not going. Bro, we still got 2 games left. How's it going because of 1 game? It's not going because of 1 game, bro. It's not going. It is not. I do not believe that it's out the picture. They
Hurts is playing this game.
They're not gonna hold him out again. No, we got to solidify. Not the next game. I feel like they can hold him out on the final game because we got the Giants last. So no, and we got the Saints.
I think they should hold him out. I think they should hold him out the rest of the so he can clearly be 100% over the next 2 games. Y'all in the playoffs. Y'all can't get no less than the 5th seed if Minshew can't win both 1 or 2 games.
But we need that bye.
Nah, y'all don't need that bye.
Yes, we do. That gives Jalen Hurts even extra time to heal that shoulder. We need that bye.
Yeah, but if y'all don't get the bye, he's healed for 3 weeks, and presumably y'all gonna be a 5th round team. Y'all gonna beat.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling Trey. We need 1 game to get the bye. That's what I'm saying. We need that bye.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So do you think y'all need the bye? Do you think y'all need the bye more than the possibility of Jalen further hurting himself, or to sit up and let him rest 3 weeks in a row if Gardner Minshew isn't enough to get y'all into the number 1 seed, then playing against a NFC playing as a 5th seed against the NFC South champion isn't, you know what I'm saying, y'all can't get by that?
I don't. I see where you're going with it. I totally understand where you saying play Hurts next week and see them last. That's what I say too. I say play him
against the Saints. That's a trap game.
You think so? I'd rather play the Saints now with Jalen than play the Giants because we've already beat the Giants. So
y'all have a better chance of beating the Saints with Jalen. I think y'all
Yes,
could beat the Saints with
I didn't
Gardner,
think so.
but I think playing Jalen potentially puts him in a crossfire of that Saints defense, and which you don't want. I would just sit him out.
And that's key right there, Alvin. What Alvin's saying right there, Trey, is that it depends on how, because we do know when he got hurt on that the game prior, Jalen hurt when he hurt his shoulder, he did come back and throw like 2 touchdowns after hurting his shoulder. So it's not completely. We know injuries tend to, your adrenaline's flowing, so the injury doesn't hurt as much while you're playing, while your adrenaline flowing. But however, it may have gotten as it cooled off and things like that. Of course, throughout the week he wasn't. He was iffy all week leading up to the game, and they said he wasn't going to play against Dallas. But I Garner Minshew just doesn't give me, and this, of course, this is just me. Even after how he played against Dallas, he doesn't give me the warm and fuzzy of getting us that bye. He doesn't. And again, when it's all said and done, like I said, we've already played the Giants. We've beaten the Giants. So all of us sitting Jalen against the Giants in that game, it would just even us out with the Giants. It would even us out, just like it even us out with the Cowboys. So it would even us out. I say we play Jalen, get him to get us that win versus the Saints. Now you can sit him for the next 3 weeks for the playoffs, because now we've solidified the bye once we get a win against the Saints, and now he can sit and rest even more. See, why does this dude come? See, this stuff nonsense, man. See, you don't never see these Cowboy fans until they do something special, and then they want to. Then all of a sudden they come out the woodwork. They come out, that old, what was that Bart Simpson, how he fade back into the bushes, and but now Dallas win, he come out the bushes and all that's good stuff. What up, CC? How you doing this morning, man? What's good? Happy Merry Christmas to you, bro.
Merry Christmas. Hope everybody had a good one, man. What's up,
man?
with it?
And mine was good until Saturday evening. My Christmas Eve was great until Saturday evening. I mean, but it's still good right now because I'm kind of teetering in my.
I just want to say this to you, Bishop.
What up, bro?
Were you really worried about that though? I'm worried about my Cowboys. Like, even though we won that game, we accidentally won, man. It wasn't like
facts.
It
Thank
wasn't
you,
like
CC.
it
That's
was
a
on
true fan
purpose,
right
man.
there. That's a true fan. He know. True fan. But let me ask you this, CC. I'm glad you're on here, right? Because I know you know of a guy and Trey. Please help along with this too. Who's y'all number one receiver, CC?
We don't really have one, but it seemed like CD Lamb trying, but to me, it's about the quarterback who he chooses to. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak not using CD Lamb to the best of his abilities, or
He had
the offense
108
not
yards
using him.
in the first half.
Yeah, they
on
not
8
using
catches.
them. They not using them like he should use them. Like, well, I don't know if it's a combination of the offense and Dak, but it seemed like at certain points when you really need that play, he don't look for CD Lamb like he should. You know,
Mm.
he don't look for CD Lamb like he should.
Mm-hmm.
He looking for. To me, he looking too much to Gallup and the Noah Browns. With CD, like, I'm that guy, and I think I'm gonna say this. I think CD Lamb stepped up his game real big when they started talking about Odell Beckham coming there. He like, I'm the man. You
Speak
know
on
what
it,
I'm saying?
CC.
He
Speak
didn't
on it,
have. Think
CC.
about it. He ain't had no 100-yard games until they started talking that noise about CD Lamb. I mean,
No,
about
bro,
Odell
no.
Beckham.
Thank you. Yes, you absolutely. You
So
said that right. You said that absolutely right. And I was trying to tell Rich AP, which is Richard Applewhite, that CD Lamb is y'all's number one. Y'all's number one receiver. I get what you're saying, CC. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it. Because Dak doesn't go to CD Lamb like he probably should when it in crunch moments. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking at CD Lamb when he probably should. But however, Rich AP felt as though oh boy, damn, what is his name? I just said it. Gallup. He thought Michael Gallup was the number one receiver, and clearly Michael Gallup is not doing too much for Dallas, in my opinion. He's not that dude. He's not doing as much as I think a lot of people expect Gallup to do in Dallas. And CD Lamb has evolved within that scheme, within the the offensive scheme in which Dallas has um prepared. I just feel CD Lamb is that number one receiver. When I it's hard when I watch or when we play Dallas because I root for CD Lamb because of course he came from OU and I know the type of talent in which that dude he was killing it in OU. I knew he was going to be a threat. This is what this is his second season, second or
Second
third.
season.
Yeah, this is his second
Third. Is
season.
it third?
Is it his
Third.
third?
I
It
think
is his
third.
third. Okay, yeah, I think it's third season. So it's his third season, and he's just gonna get better and better, bro. He's gonna get better and better once they figure out. And like I hear what CC's saying. I think Mike McCarthy needs to figure out, look, or needs to let it be known. CD is our number one right now. Until y'all get somebody else that can prove that they could be the number one, CD is the number one, clear number one, without question. Without question. But Dak has to show and use him as the number one. And that's why it's a question mark for so many people at CD Lamb being the number one because Dak doesn't use him as a number one.
Right.
Trey?
Do y'all miss Amari Cooper?
They do.
A little
But I'm gonna let
bit
CC say.
as far as players getting open because Dak wasn't using other than that the first half season that Amari Cooper came, they didn't really use Amari Cooper like they should have either. Like
Again, like I said, go ahead. Like you
like
speak on it. Speak on
Dak
it, CC.
wasn't, him and Dak didn't seem like they had good chemistry. That's why, he had better chemistry with Michael Gallup before he got hurt, before Michael Gallup got hurt.
And that's why people
He
thought
had
Michael Gallup
better.
was a number
Yeah,
one.
that's why everybody thought because even with
There it
Amari
is.
Cooper, it seemed like it was Michael Gallup, that Dak had the most chemistry with. But now it's like, yeah, you can definitely see at parts of the game where a player like Amari Cooper would help though, like for real. Like, did you see
Yes.
the game? Like
Yeah.
this past game, imagine if Amari Cooper was out there, then like the way the Eagles defense didn't play all that well. Um, I think they relaxed a little bit. I never seen Slay and Bradbury take a game off like they did the other day.
Well,
Um, uh,
we lost. Bradbury did hurt us too, but we lost Maddox.
mhm.
Lost Maddox. Remember, Maddox went out in the third quarter. I want to say Bishop CD is the number one, but he plays the slot. I got you. I understand exactly what you're saying, Mr. Dozier. I understand. However, comma, like CC said, Dak is not using him as the number one. He's not his go-to guy,
So
and I think
so if
Dak
you when
feels
you look
like
at it, so when you look at it from what DJ just said, if is that Dak's fault they putting CD in the slot, or is it or is it the offensive coordinator and head coach think that he does more damage from the slot?
well, let me ask you this first, Trey and CC.
Mhm.
Can you be a one in the slot? You can, correct?
I was about to say that you could be a number one because Gallup was a number one receiver for he wasn't a number one. He was getting number one numbers from the slot.
Yeah, and,
Right, which you can
and
be, I feel
the
like you
Wes
could be the number
Welkers.
one in the slot, but I think the reason why they leaving, I feel like Mike is leaving Dak in the slot is because that's where he's most dangerous, is in the slot position. When it comes across coming across the middle, going from sideline to sideline, CD is more dangerous in that slot position, in my opinion. Now, CC can speak on it and say differently, but that's what I feel. That's why they still have him in the
Yeah,
slot
in the slot, it's the matchups. You normally get the third cornerback.
or the
Yeah, so a
linebacker.
nickel,
Yep,
a
nickel
linebacker.
corner, linebacker. Yep.
Yeah, so they try to play the matchups, but um, we got to do something different. I tell you, as far as like going in the future, because what we did, that's like I said, that was a gift game this last game, and it showed a lot about. It showed a lot about to me. It showed a lot about the Eagles. The Eagles almost beat them not only with a backup quarterback, but not playing their best defensive ball. You know what I mean? Like the Eagles are better than that on defense.
Facts.
Um, so um, that's gonna make a difference come playoff time. So I hope we get that corrected as far as man, like we made mistakes, but we like the accident. When I say accident, like Miles Sanders not gonna drop the ball like that. You know,
Say
like
what you say? Say
I
that
say
again.
Miles Sanders not gonna drop the ball like
Oh
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
man.
that's what made it accidents is the miscues of the two handoffs or whatever in the backfield.
Mhm.
The interceptions that Minshew threw, they didn't really hurt him as much as those fumbles did.
Right.
Like the miscues in the backfield. So we got lucky. And our defense, I I don't want to hear no more talk about Dallas having a fierce defense if we can't sack a quarterback.
Ooh,
I'm
coming from
serious.
a Dallas fan
When's the
himself.
last time we sacked a quarterback? Like put pressure on a
I was
quarterback for
just
real,
saying
for
it.
real.
I was just saying. I was just saying to Trey because Trey was asking about um what's his name? Trey from San Francisco.
Bosa.
Bosa. He was asking about Bosa, and I was like, I said, well, yeah, at one time it was Bosa and Michael Parsons, but Micah,
Mm-mm.
he's nowhere to be found, bro. Like I don't even think they said his name like maybe once or twice in that whole game on Saturday. Like
I
Micah
think
hasn't been
the lack
spoken
of
of.
Van Der Esch and them, he's
Van
missing
Der
some
Esch,
people on his
him too.
defense. Yeah.
Like they're like
Yeah,
it's questionable. It's questionable.
yeah. So yeah, I think we're more worried. We're more worried about what we got going on than the Eagles should be worried. Like you guys are gonna. We already know you guys are gonna pretty much win the division. You only got one game to win, so out of the next two, and you play the Saints next,
Right.
and I can see y'all winning, even if Hurts doesn't play against the Saints, y'all gonna win that game.
Mm.
I think they lose to the Saints, man. I don't know.
You think
You
so?
know what? I think they
I don't
lose to
think.
the Saints.
Hold that energy, bro. Keep that
I
energy.
don't
Keep
think
that same
so.
energy. Don't forget. Y'all heard it here first. Not time stamp it. 9:51. 9:51. Trey said he think
I'm
they
keeping
lose to the
it. I'm
Saints.
keeping it. I think they lose to the Saints.
Wait, do we play at home? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, y'all play at home. It's in
So
Philly.
we're gonna lose to the Saints in Lincoln Financial, is what you're saying. Don't do that, Trey.
To the Saints.
Yeah,
I don't see it happening.
we
I
playing
don't
at
see it
home. That's
happening.
not gonna happen, Trey. That's not gonna happen. Not at home. I mean, but again, excuse me, like Trey and CC, y'all both feel very confident about Gardner. I do not. Again, don't get me wrong. He did what he needed to
Gardner
do.
is what 3 years. When did y'all move? Y'all won the Super Bowl 2019, right?
18,
Wasn't
somewhere,
no
18.
18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years. Gardner Minshew is 4 years removed from being in a AFC champion. I mean, playing game champion. He almost took out Tom Brady to face y'all in the Super Bowl.
Facts. Got you.
So he's 4 years removed. I don't know how much how much time that buys you, because we always talk about a person is a quarterback, a Super Bowl quarterback, or whatever case like that. So he's 4 years removed. I don't know how Nick Foles got there to replace him, but it happened. It's like, so I don't know. We'll see. It remains to see.
I don't see him being able to. I don't see the Saints being able to come in there and do that in Philly. However, if we do choose to play Garner, hopefully he'll excuse me. Hopefully he'll come through and play. I like I said, to me he plays scared. He plays with his. He plays on his heels, and that to me that's not. Excuse me, that's not a good recipe for success. He sell balls, like I said, because he plays on his heels. He threw a lot of bad balls because he's always in the back pedal motion 9 times out of 10 when he was selling balls, and you've seen it. He is a backup. He is. That's absolutely correct. And he plays as one. He plays as one. He plays just as what he is, a backup. We definitely just have to see, man. We got some big games coming up this week. Your Cowboys are playing the Titans. Titans had a huge loss. I can't believe
The
they
Cowboys
lost.
is good. They're gonna run a roughshod over the Tennessee Titans this week.
The Titans have lost like
I
4.
wouldn't say that because the Titans need that win.
They do need that win. Titans do need that win because if they lose this, they possibly are out of the playoffs. They need that. Yeah, it's a big game for the Titans. How do you lose?
Ryan Tannehill is out.
He's out again.
He's out for the
Yeah, I
season,
think
right?
he's out for the rest of the season, ain't he?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't even know he was. I didn't know what happened to him. They lost to the
Ankle or something.
Texans.
Ankle, right? Like he's
Yeah,
done for the season. He hasn't had surgery on his ankle, right?
yeah, he's
Oh,
done for
okay.
the
That's what
season.
it
I
is.
don't see
Okay, yeah.
Malik. I don't think Malik Willis is going to turn it around in enough time for that. Like it's too late. I think that's why I say Dallas is
Trey,
probably going to truck him, and
Trey,
then
you just saw what
yeah,
Garner did to Dallas. You
So you
think
think
Malik?
Jacksonville
we
getting that
talking
last
about
spot? Y'all think
we talking
Jacksonville
about
getting
Malik
that spot?
Willis.
I think so.
Y'all think
CZ.
Jacksonville gonna take that
I think
from
so.
Tennessee?
CZ. I do. Come on. The thing is that I get it. Willis played, but they played the Texans
And they
at
lost.
home. I know they played the Texans at home and they lost. Like seriously,
The
Yeah.
Texans
picked the
have been on
Texans?
the heel.
Who
The
picked the Texans?
Texans have been clipping on the heels of people. They giving like
You didn't pick the
I
Texans. I know you didn't pick the Texans.
no, I didn't pick the Texans. I thought
Nobody
about it,
did.
but I didn't.
Nobody did. Nobody picked the Texans to beat Tennessee.
But
Nobody
I'm
but Texas
picking the
fans.
Cowboys to beat Tennessee.
You are picking the Cowboys to beat Tennessee? I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
that's easy. That's easy money. That's the Texans is like the.
On the
I made,
road,
I mean,
Trey. On
I
the
made
road.
I made it win a little off the reservation by saying that New Orleans Saints is going to beat the Eagles, but I
Say
don't.
you
I think
not
I'm
on. You
more.
say you not on the road on that when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and the Titans.
Yeah, that's not like if like yeah. Cooper Rush can play, and the Texans are going and the Cowboys are going to beat the
Texans.
Titans.
I mean
So
Titans. Titans. I keep saying
yeah.
Texans. Titans. I
Mhm.
don't know.
I think
But
it's
in
gonna be a
case,
closer game because we always seem to make games closer than they should be. I don't think we're just gonna, we
Just
should
be
handle them, but it's
right.
gonna be close.
man, think about it. Kansas City, Malik Willis had a full week to playing against Kansas City, and we see what happened. Would you say that the Dallas Cowboys has a better defense than Kansas City?
I'm gonna let
Not
CC answer.
lately. Not lately. We just gave up 300 yards passing to Minshew. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Again,
We just,
Minshew.
you know,
Malik
imagine if
Willis
they
is no
ran the
guarding
ball a little
Minshew.
bit more. Yeah, but
And Minshew ain't
Tennessee
no
gonna come in and
Minshew
run.
ain't no Malik Willis either. Malik Willis can run. Garner Minshew can't.
Got
Right.
you. I got you.
He can't.
And
Minshew can't.
I just don't see it. If Philadelphia doesn't beat the
New Orleans.
the Saints, the Cowboys, the 49ers, Minnesota might not. I don't know. Minnesota might be the only one. So if Philadelphia doesn't beat the Saints, San Francisco is going to win is going to be the number one seed. We got Arizona.
Who y'all? You talking about who y'all got left?
Yeah, we have Arizona left, and who we got next week?
Y'all got the Raiders. Sunday.
Yeah, the Raiders in Arizona left. We got the Raiders in Arizona left. The Eagles has Dallas and
Giants.
The Giants. The Cowboys have the Texans, and I mean not the Texans, have the Titans and the Commanders. Minnesota has Green Bay and
hold on,
Carolina.
Who we talking about?
No, Green Bay. Minnesota has Green Bay and Chicago.
Yes, Green Bay. Yes, Green Bay and Chicago.
Yeah, so out of that, I think we're sitting pretty good. But it's all predicated on y'all losing to the Saints. I hope that's
I know that's what you hoping. That's what you say that
y'all decide to rest Jalen. Yes. At least one more game.
But they would have to lose. But the Eagles would have to lose their last two in order for
that. Yes, yeah, they have to lose 2 in a row.
Yeah, we got to lose to the Giants. Yeah,
I don't see that happen. Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Everyone has to like the Eagles have to lose and everyone has to win out to even have a chance. But the best chance is in San Francisco and Dallas, actually. Well, San Francisco has the best chance. San Francisco has the best chance. If Eagles lose 2 games, San Francisco has the best chance of winning their 2.
Y'all probably got the easiest schedule out of all of them, though.
I don't know. Derek Carr might jump up with bodies. It's not like he's playing against Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to be playing against Brock Purdy. The difference is,
and you act
our
like
defense
Brock
is
Purdy
cold.
ain't playing ball though. Brock Purdy is balling.
Yeah,
He's
what
balling.
a surprise, right? Purdy is playing, and they seem to give him more chances to throw the ball downfield than they were giving the other 2 quarterbacks. Like,
And
what's
we
up
ain't
with
got
that, Trey?
Debo either.
Trey, what do you think about that? Did they give Purdy chances to throw it downfield more than Garoppolo or Lance was having? It seems like.
I think we got to take in consideration Garoppolo.
Tell
if
him,
Garoppolo
Henry.
was accurate, it was an accurate down the field passer, we'd have been Super Bowl champions 2 times over.
Okay.
Mm.
But what does that say about your third string? They have more confidence than you know.
That's why I
Well,
tried to
two-
tell him, CC.
I know Garoppolo was leaving anyway. Trey Lance is going to be the starter. He's not going anywhere.
He's so Trey
It's still
is so
Lance's team
stuck
to
on
lose.
Trey. Trey is so stuck on Trey that Trey Lance is. I'm telling you, Trey Lance, CC, do you think Trey Lance's job is in jeopardy with the way Brock Purdy is playing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think so.
I think
too.
The only way is in jeopardy. This is what I want to say. The only way it is in jeopardy is if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl. That's the only way.
Wow.
If
he
Brock
wins
Purdy
the
doesn't win the Super Bowl, he just goes
Wow.
back to being that hot. He was a hot stepper for a second. It becomes another year. Trey Lance is reinstituted as the starter, and now Brock Purdy has to beat Trey Lance out. That's what happens. If Purdy doesn't win the Super Bowl, there's no conversation.
Wow.
okay. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
I think,
wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Well, the 2
Oh,
backup
Super Bowl?
quarterbacks
You are
have
not
the
like
2 backup
like Coach
quarterbacks have
Walker.
played better than Trey Lance. What was y'all record when Trey Lance was playing? Y'all
They
weren't
won
winning
like
games.
one game.
Y'all weren't
No,
winning
he
games
was-
with Trey Lance.
I think there was 2-2
I thought y'all had
because
the
he went
losing
out.
record with
He
Trey
went out
Lance.
in the
I
Atlanta
thought so
game.
too. I thought y'all had a losing record with Trey
And then
Lance. too.
Garoppolo comes in, y'all start winning. when
Yeah.
Trey Lance went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Right. So what does that say about
Garoppolo
Trey
won-
Lance?
lost one
I don't
game.
think.
so we
Oh,
lost.
no.
We lost 2 games.
Hold on,
We
I'm
lost
finna-
2
I'm finna
games
tell you.
with-
Hold on, I'm gonna see what Trey Lance
Garoppolo
record
lost
is.
2 games. Trey Lance lost 2 games.
Did he?
Yeah, because Brock Purdy hasn't lost a game.
Right. Purdy's won his
All
last
his
3 or
all his
something.
right.
But
He
the
won
win
all
streak
his
started with
games.
Garoppolo, right? Like
The win streak started with Garoppolo, but Garoppolo lost to Kansas City, and then the next game we got the next game we had Christian McCaffrey, and we've won ever since.
Right.
Oh, he does. Yeah, Trey Lance is he has a 4-4 record. He's 1-4, lost 4.
Mm-hmm. So he lost.
He's 500.
We lost. Trey Lance lost to. He lost to. Trey Lance lost to. We lost our first game of the season, I think, and then he also lost to Atlanta. Garoppolo lost to Kansas City, and he lost to Denver.
Okay. Well, I knew Trey Lance lost to Chicago off the rip, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was one
Chicago.
of the games.
Chicago.
We lost to Chicago with Atlanta. Atlanta is the game he got injured,
Yeah,
and then
He lost to
Garoppolo technically
Chicago.
Garoppolo lost to Atlanta too. I mean,
he lost to
but we
Chicago.
lost to.
So
But
Trey,
he
are
lost
you
to Chicago,
saying
and then he won against Seattle. But look at it though. The thing is, he won against Seattle. He had 3 attempts and 2 completions. Like he threw the ball 3 times. That's it.
It was a tough game.
so Trey, are you saying
3 attempts,
that,
bro.
Are you saying that
3 attempts.
that the 49ers would have the record they have now with Trey Lance?
No, I know he ain't saying that.
Are
I
you
know you're
saying
not
that?
saying that, Trey. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I think
Let
what
me
has
ask you
happened
this.
is
Let me ask you this. So you saying like CC, if Brock Purdy has started and Trey Lance has started, say they both got the same equal San Francisco team, who would have a better record? Trey Lance or Brock Purdy?
so. The difference is Brock Purdy. No, listen.
I'm listening. We listening. Go ahead. Yeah,
The
go ahead.
difference is Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. He wasn't expected. Ain't no one checking for Brock Purdy. Ain't no one came to hear you sing Otis. That's what Brock Purdy is. Ain't no one came to
Guess
hear
what?
you sing
Guess what, Trey?
Otis.
I like that you said that. Guess what? No one was checking for Nick Foles either.
Exactly.
and he won a Super Bowl and
But
became
now
the
they
Super
see him
Bowl
coming.
MVP. But I'm
But now
just
they see him
saying,
coming.
you don't have to check for people. Certain people will come out and just shine. One of
Right.
the GOAT of football was never being looked at as a GOAT. And look where he's at now.
All these people we talk about, just like DJ just said, was no one checking for Dak. Now
And they shouldn't be, still
Dak
shouldn't
has
be.
parlayed that.
They shouldn't
Brock
still be
Purdy
checking
right
for
now.
Dak.
Dak Purdy right now is parlaying that. Colin Kaepernick parlayed that. Like, was no one checking for them because they wasn't expected to be the players or the starters.
Facts.
So right now, so that's what's going to happen.
But we
Everyone
talking
game
about,
plan.
but which is more successful? Because everybody had high expectations of Trey. Is that fair to
Because he's
say?
drafted number 3 overall.
Right, but coming out of South Dakota State.
Stop that. Why you gotta say that?
Come on,
North
Dakota State. I'm sorry, North Dakota State. CC, North Dakota State.
Right.
Come on, man.
But that's in my opinion, that's why Purdy is more successful at this point because he came from a Division II school with more playing experience. Y'all got to remember, Trey Lance.
That point right there, what you just made, makes him a better prospect than Trey.
That's what I was saying. So why is Trey Lance your guy again? I'm
because ain't no one for the. They ain't like Coach Walcott said earlier. We didn't leverage all that for Trey Lance to come and sit. You know, what I'm saying, to sit back and chill. Like, he has to get an opportunity. We gave up draft picks and all that type of stuff, and we ain't do that so we can sit up in the next year pick the last player in the NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant, to be the starter over your third drafted quarterback the year before. That's not happening. They're not going to happen. They're going to give him a chance. That's why I said the only way that Brock Purdy solidifies that chance for him to stay 2023-24 season is if he wins the Super Bowl. That's it.
You hear what the Henry say? It's called making a mistake.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Making a mistake.
Hey,
but it happens, right?
It happens.
You guys have pretty much the same thing going on that the Jets have going on, right? The Jets have going on, right? Like not Arizona because Kyler Murray came out balling a little bit early on.
He did first year, definitely.
But you guys have like the whole Zach Wilson effect going on, right? Like, it's just a mistake in the draft. Like, you guys made a mistake, and if you guys don't want to admit it, everybody can see y'all made a mistake. I mean, I know Shanahan's supposed to be this mastermind, but you got to look at it like that. Did y'all make a mistake in the draft, like with Trey Lance?
No. So think about it, right?
High on Trey, bro.
Wait, no. You know what? You know what
I think it is?
I would say this. We did make a mistake.
Name,
you know how we made a mistake?
I think it's because they share the same name, CC. I think he's so high on Trey because Trey was high on Trey.
The name.
You know how we made a mistake?
How?
We took Trey Lance instead of Michael Parsons. Hindsight, that's the only way I see we made a mistake. Other than that,
okay,
we didn't make a mistake. Like, what quarterback in the draft is better than Trey Lance? There's no one you can say without a reasonable doubt is a better quarterback than Trey Lance. Zach Wilson's trash. We sit up and talk about that. Malik Willis that was this year. Zach Wilson's trash. Trevor Lawrence, we never had a chance at.
Right, because he went first.
But he definitely. But you can't say Trey Lance is better than Trevor Lawrence.
Oh no, he's not. He's not. No, he's not.
Okay,
I'm talking about the other ones. So at this point, Justin Fields might have been the only one that have been in question. But besides that, there's no one else. Mac Jones, I don't think is better than Trey Lance. He's have a better position, but it's just that. And then all those are quarterbacks who have had experience playing. Trey Lance played 1 year at ND State, won a championship, and then he came back and played 1 year and said, "I'm not playing no more." And that was it because of the COVID year. Mm-hmm. He's less experienced. But I don't think that, like, at the end state I didn't think they made a bad decision. I just think that it just happened. Brock Purdy got chose a whole year later, over 41 picks later, and he more experienced. It just goes to show it don't make a difference where you play college at. Trey Lance, they hope to catch lightning in the bottom. They thought they was gonna find Carson Wentz and Trey Lance. And that is the jury's still out on that.
I agree with that comment right there. As far as like, if you had Justin Fields on that 49ers team, you guys would be unstoppable. You guys would be, your offense would be so potent. It would be
Facts.
dangerous, dangerous.
You think
Facts.
so? I think if you
Absolutely.
have Justin Fields, I think you have basically what Arizona has with better
I
Mm-mm.
don't think
receivers.
I don't
Mm-mm.
think so because Justin
Mm-mm.
Fields
Not
has an
me.
arm. I mean, everybody mistakes it. He has a better arm than a lot of quarterbacks out there right now.
We
Like
just
he
ain't been
just
able
doesn't
to
have the
see it because he
weapons.
don't have the time to
Right,
throw it. Yeah, he don't
right
have the
in
time to throw it.
Chicago.
Yeah, he don't have the time. That man has been running literally the entire season, and not because he wants to. It's because he has to try to stay
Right.
upright. He has been running his entire season. This whole season, he's been running to save, trying to stay upright, and not because he has to, not because he wants to, but because he has to. Justin Fields on any other level, on any other team, would be probably a MVP candidate
Right.
outside of being on Chicago.
Speaking
If
of being upright, because y'all on some other stuff. Speaking of being upright, it looks like it's a possibility. Just two more games, and Tom Mike Tomlin can keep his streak alive. Pittsburgh gets the W over the Las Vegas Raiders 13-10. Derek Carr 16 for 30 with 174 yards passing, one touchdown, and three interceptions. How do you win with three interceptions? I don't get it. Josh Jacobs 15
we
carries
almost
for
won with
43
four
yards.
turnovers,
Huh?
we almost won with 4 turnovers.
Right.
Darren Waller 4 for 58. Hunter Renfro 4 for 42 in his comeback with a touchdown. Amir Abdullah 27 rushing passing yards. I mean reception yards. Two receptions and 19 yards for Foster Moreau. Uh, for the Steelers, Kenny Pickett was 20. What was that? 26 for 39, 244 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Najee Harris, 16 carries for 53 yards. Jalen Warren, 6 for 23, 1 for 21 for Kanye Hayward, and Kenny Pickett was 3 for 9. Pat Frymouth, 7 receptions, 66 yards. 5 receptions, 57 yards, and a touchdown for George Pickens. Deontay Johnson, 5 receptions, 64 yards. Jalen Warren, 1 for 7. Steven Sims Jr., 1 for 7. And Jack Gentry with one. As, like I said before, the Las Vegas Raiders fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers that score 10-13. Does Pittsburgh finish off the season with 2 more wins? Do y'all see that in their future?
One
Let
of
me
their
see.
games is against Baltimore, right?
Let me see. I'm about to tell you right now.
Yes, the next one's against Baltimore.
Pittsburgh plays, yes, the Ravens in Baltimore, and then they got the Browns.
They can win. They can win both of those games since they division rivalry games. But I don't think so. I think they lose one of the last two. Um, and they'll probably beat. The funny thing is they'll probably beat the Ravens and lose to the Browns. That's that would be my prediction right there. They'll probably beat the Ravens and lose to the Browns.
I don't think
With that,
right now it's still a question. I don't think they haven't said if Lamar is going to be back yet. He's still questionable right now. They haven't said about whether or not Lamar is going to be back for the next game versus the Steelers. So that's out. That's out right now. We don't know.
what about Tua last night? 3 interceptions in the one quarter.
That's your boy. That's your boy. That's that dude you spoke
Okay.
highly of. And Tyreek Hill. Oh, he's better than
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's y'all's boy. I
What's
told
the
you Tua
Dolphins'
wasn't that
record
dude.
now? 8-7 now, or
Falcons
something like
are
that.
8-7.
Okay.
They've
When
lost
they
four
were riding,
consecutive games.
when they was riding high, even I was like, man, Tua, he is a little bit better than everybody expected. But now it seems like the wheels that came off that bus, like they been exposed. Like I think the whole Dolphins team been exposed. Tyreek Hill even. See, Kansas City didn't just give him up for draft picks. You got to understand the game. They
Mm.
know they
What they
know
give
they
him.
seen it.
Mhm.
They seen it against Cincinnati. They seen it against certain teams. That if you push him, if you bully him around at the line of scrimmage, that speed is nothing. And teams, teams are exposing that right now. They he
That
might get
part,
his catches
DC.
here and there. because
That
he
part
gonna
is
beat you
CC.
1-on-1 every now and then, right?
But if you put
But
somebody
in the
over the
long
top of
run,
him and physically work him at the line, you absolutely
right?
right, CC. You absolutely
But in
right.
the long run, what does it get you? It's like, yeah, it's catching up with him. And then
It
Tua,
is.
Tua looks like he
Boom.
doesn't want to take hits out there. He's starting to play like Matt Ryan's been playing most of the year. Like he's ducking shadows out there. It's like, hey man, no. Tua don't want to take those hits.
And wasn't it you, Trey, that said Tyreek Hill not being in Kansas City was gonna hurt Kansas City? Looks like they're not having
Yeah,
no
they
problems
not
at all.
having problems.
At all without Tyreek Hill. And I told you
So
that.
it's even with all that, Tyreek Hill, 4 receptions, 103 yards. Jalen
Right.
Waddle, 5 receptions, 143 yards, and a touchdown. So it's not as bad as what we think or what we see. Like I
Mhm.
get it, and of course it's talked about all the time. They're
Mhm.
basically a big play team. If they don't got big plays, they're ineffective.
That part.
But
That part.
that's why it's bad. It's bad. It doesn't look bad on paper, but when you watch the game,
You
it's the
see it.
situation. It's the
Yeah.
situations within the game. Like when they really need a first down or when they need to make this yardage. Do
Yep.
you see how the defense comes closer to the line of scrimmage and they jamming them at the line of scrimmage? Everybody has the memo now that if we jam these guys at the line of scrimmage, hey, they not as good. You know, they take away that speed.
Right.
Uh, I
Right.
heard somebody say what they say power. The way to get rid of speed is power. So that's what they doing to him, pushing them around at the line of scrimmage when it counts
Knock
the
them off them
most.
routes. Yep. Knocking them off them routes.
Yep.
Not letting them just run free. Absolutely.
Two
Ab-
was 16 for
freaking
25, 310 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Raheem Morris, 8 carries for 45 yards. Jeffrey Wilson, 9 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. The Packers, or was it just the brilliance of Aaron Rodgers, 24 for 38, 238, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. AJ Dillon, 11 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones, 6 carries for 25 yards. Alan Lazar, 5 receptions for 65 yards. Christian Watson, 6 for 49 before he went out the game. Romeo Dobbs was 3 for 36, and Mercedes Lewis 2 receptions, 32 yards, and a touchdown. Does Aaron Rodgers get into the playoffs this year?
He got to win 2 games. I don't want to open my mouth and say, but I don't think they are. But at the same time, it's Aaron Rodgers, and
They got the
anything
Vikings next, CC.
anything can happen. Messing with Aaron Rodgers back there. If you keep him and Brady, man, if you keep giving them chances, they're gonna take advantage eventually.
Ugh.
Like
They
they're gonna
got
take advantage eventually.
they got the
Like
Vikings and they got the Lions right after that.
Nah, they don't get in. I think they lose their next 2 games.
you
They
think
got
they
the
lose
Vikings.
both of the next two?
They got the Vikings
Um,
and the Lions.
Yeah,
Both of
I
them
think
at
they lose
home.
both games.
Both of them at
I
home
don't
though.
know.
Both of them home games.
Oh, they
Both
both
of
at
them home.
home?
Yeah, they both at home. Both of them home games.
I don't
The
know.
Vikings
I
and
don't know.
the Lions. Both of them. Vikings are on the Vikings are on the road, and the Lions are traveling to Lambeau. Both of
I don't know.
them. I
That's
don't.
gonna be tough.
So I'm like, CC, it's hard. You dare to say that Aaron Rodgers don't make the playoffs, man. You dare to say that because it's like, as soon as you say that, he like,
Yeah.
you ungrateful. Like it's like you dare to say that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to say that because it's like you jinxing yourself, and he gonna come and show you why he's gonna make the playoffs. So I don't know. The Packers is one of them teams that's just unpredictable right now. You don't know what Packer team you getting any day of the week. You don't know. You don't know. So
You know who else is like that? The Rams. Who would have expected a 50 burger?
50 points,
51 points.
50 points,
smacked
bruh.
your boy Russ Wilson. Let's ride, bruh.
That's why I put him on the
Russ,
bench on my
Russ,
fantasy. He was on the bench for my fantasy. I knew 51. We just talked about
15
the
for
Rams.
27, 214 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions for Russ. He got benched. Brett Ripken came in 4 for 8, 45 yards and a touchdown. Latavius Murray rushed 8 carries, 34 yards. Chase Edmonds 6 for 31 himself. Marlon Mack 4 for 22. Jerry Jeudy 6 receptions for 117 yards. Cortland Sutton 6 for 64. Greg Dulcich was 4 for 38 with the touchdown. Chase Edmonds 2 for 22 receiving. The Rams, Baker Mayfield, 24 for 28, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Who he
Cam
went to?
Akers
What
went
school he went
ham.
to? What school he went to?
Don't
Baker
do
Mayfield.
that.
No, but
Don't do that.
no, but I'm glad. Bro, hold your stats right there. Now it's funny. CC Trey Baker leaves Carolina. Carolina gets better. Goes to the Rams. Matthew gets hurt. Baker goes out there and thrashes the Broncos. What's
I'm trying.
This
I'm
is
waiting
what
for your point.
I'm about to tell you. This is what I feel like CC and I were talking about when it comes to people like Justin Fields. You put a quarterback in the right offense, he will thrive.
He's
He will
2-1
thrive.
in that offense.
I got it, but he still put 51 points up on an NFL team.
Well, he didn't put 51 points up. He threw 2 touchdowns. Cam Akers rushed for three touchdowns himself.
But
That's 35 points. It was a pick six at the end of the game.
What was his longest rush?
Who?
Cam
Akers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get that.
Okay.
He was in the red zone.
Okay. So he had to get him down the field. So I'm just saying that's what we talk about when it comes to Justin Fields and things of that nature. Again, Baker Mayfield. We go back to Trey Lance and Brock Purdy.
Do you think? So ask me this, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
If Cooper Kupp was still viable when Baker came, do you think? Because right now Tyler Higbee is his leading receiver.
Right.
Tyler Higbee, 9 receptions, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not going to even say that. That's not even a conversation. That's the Matthew Stafford yeah. I think Cooper Kupp getting hurt completely hurt them, in which it was like at that point, Stafford was holding the ball longer. He got caught slipping with the ball. He got injured. And then Baker just happened to be available and they picked him up.
What would y'all say?
I think Baker's gonna have a job, whether backup or starting in next season for the LA Rams. I think
absolutely.
I think he found him a home.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't think he's gonna. They're not gonna pay him to be a backup there to sit behind Matthew Stafford, because Stafford still has something. Unless Stafford over the offseason comes to find out that he's like in danger zone, like Andrew Luck or Alex Smith, where he's going to come back, but it's not in his best interest. It's like, do you get Andrew Luck or do you get Peyton Manning back from what say he has a spinal contusion? So I think that's going to be predicated upon what we get, or saying what it's going to do. Do you pay Baker Mayfield that type of money to be a backup?
What type of money? What type of money?
It's his last year. He's going to get an extension. They have to pay him.
You don't have to pay him a whole lot of money at this point. No team wants you. We want you. Hey, take what we got. Take what we giving you right now. I mean, you have to look at the circumstances. The circumstances have changed. But the circumstances have changed.
Baker Mayfield.
You got cut from 2 teams. What did they say? He the first quarterback to play for 3 teams in a calendar year, or some start for 3 teams in a calendar year. At some point, you got to count your blessings, right? I'm sure McVay can talk him into counting his blessings, man, and being appreciative that you got an opportunity, like whether it's in a backup role. I think he's gonna be a long-term starter for them. Is my point. Because with the injury of Matthew Stafford, you don't know how long, spinal injuries, they come and go. So he might not play that much longer when you really look at it realistically.
Baker Mayfield will demolish Cooper Kupp's career.
You think so?
How?
Yes.
How?
I think McVay. See, you see how excited McVay is when Baker Mayfield makes a play, man. Do you see him on the sideline? I think he likes this guy, and I think he wants to take him under his wing and show him everything. So I think that's the perfect fit for Baker Mayfield. That may have saved his career. I think that's a career saver.
Cooper, come on home.
But he ain't coming to San Francisco. But what are y'all thoughts about OBJ going back to the Rams now with Baker being in QB out in the Rams? Because y'all know that was one of the teams that was looking to get OBJ back, was the Rams. especially how that Cooper Cup, especially being that Cooper Cup is still down.
Yeah, I can see. I can see.
Baker
I can see
Mayfield ain't
OBJ
that
going
dude,
somewhere.
man. Look, Baker Mayfield had all these receivers, and he hasn't been effective. That's why I said Baker Mayfield staying in Los Angeles is going to demolish Cooper Cup's career. It ain't
But
going
you
to
don't
happen.
think he's humbled down some after the things that he's
No,
been through? You don't think that'll change your mentality? I think it changed your mentality that hey, you a step away from not being in the league.
That part.
Because where does he go from the Rams? Like what team is going to pick him up
Only team he could
if the
probably
Rams
go
drop
to
him?
from the Rams, in my opinion, only team he could possibly go to. He may be able to go to the Saints, but that's depending on Jameis. He may could pop. No, I was about to say the Patriots, but no, I don't see the GOAT wanting him out there in New England. That's about it.
Maybe fill Kyler Murray's spot till he's back or something. I mean,
Maybe,
in Arizona, I mean, it's not too many options
it's
out there,
not.
Trey. So
It's
he
not
got to suck it up and stay with the Rams. If the
because
Rams
not
want him, take the deal.
Now I was about to say Houston. Dozier, but the reason why not Houston right now is in a great spot for first pick in the draft. So they're not gonna take them. They're not gonna take Baker.
You know what's going to happen? Don't forget, don't lose track of the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a free agent.
Yeah,
you keep saying that, but I don't think Jimmy's going anywhere. I really don't.
He's leaving.
Wait, you know what?
He's definitely leaving.
Hold on. You know what? I take that back because the way Brock is playing,
Stop with that. Brock is not going to be the starter.
God, bro, why do you not want to give Brock his props?
I know, right? Like what's wrong with Brock?
Give Brock his props. He's just not going to be the starter.
You're right. With the way Brock is playing, I do feel like Jimmy probably is gone. You're right. The way Brock is playing. Because what you don't want to happen is, in your case, since you so high on Trey, if Trey doesn't pan out, they're going to have to go back to Brock.
Well,
so
it's a little
don't
early,
need to have
right?
all three of them.
It's a little early, but I was throwing this out there. And Trey, you know this. I was saying this right here. It's going to depend on what Lamar Jackson decides to do. He's going to be first up, free agent. And I don't think, if I'm him, I don't go back to the Ravens without them guaranteeing that they're going to put some receivers. They don't have no team out there.
They don't. They don't.
It's like, that's why he hurt right now because he has to do too much.
Is Mark Andrews. That's it.
He has to do too much. So I look for him to maybe get, like the Jets will probably look at him. And then if he doesn't go like to the Jets or something like that, then you can look at Jimmy Garoppolo, and maybe that might open a door for a Baker Mayfield if those two pass on a certain job. But I'm looking at Lamar Jackson saying, let me test the market,
first,
and he'll get first dibs.
I feel you on that. I feel you. I forgot about he ain't got his big contract yet, Lamar.
Why he can't go to Denver?
I thought about Denver. I thought about Denver. I'm glad you said that because I did think about Denver. Denver did come to mind, especially the way Russell out there playing. But who you talking about? Baker? Or are you talking about?
Baker? Yeah, as a backup. I don't think there's any starting. I don't think there's any starting. Well, you know what? It might be a starting role. Even like Anthony just said, the Colts, the Saints. Or
I said the Colts. I said the Saints. The Houston. Like I said, Houston. I don't think so. I think they'll take their chances on the draft. In my personal opinion, I think they're gonna take a chance on the draft pick coming out because we got 3 quarterbacks. Dillon, old boy from TCU. We got old boy from Alabama. We got old boy from Max Duggan. We got old boy from Alabama, and we got old boy from Georgia, Ohio State, Georgia.
Stroud, right?
Yeah. So I think Houston will take. I think Houston will be would rather go with a rookie quarterback out of the draft, pick somebody from the draft before they pick somebody off the line, except for Lamar Jackson, like CC said. If Lamar Jackson is available, I would not be surprised if Houston picked him. Now, Lamar go out there to Houston and they surround him with some talent. Boy. Oh, and Atlanta could use another quarterback too.
DJ
they could go to Atlanta. Come on over.
He said,
But yeah,
so, of course, in additional other games where we might not get too far in, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Chicago Bears 35-13, which the Buffalo Bills solidified their playoff spot, not too far from clinching the divisions. The Texans, as we discussed earlier, squeaked past the Tennessee Titans 19-14. What else we had? The Buccaneers just barely got past the Cardinals in overtime, although the Cardinals did give up a pretty big lead. But that game, 19-16, and what else was it? That I think that was it. The Saints got past the Browns 17-10. Um, and then of course tonight the Chargers and Colts. Who you got in that game, CC?
the Chargers, I think they players want it more right now. I still think they got issues coaching, but I think the players have made up their mind that we're gonna play around the coach. We're gonna do what we have to do despite our coach. Yeah. Uh,
I agree.
uh,
I'll go with the Chargers. I think, especially with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen coming back, Justin Haber, Austin Eckler. I think Herbert has a lot of weapons, and he's getting his weapons back. I think they can make the difference. So I perceive that as well with them going in. So I know we got about 30 minutes. Let's get into some of this NBA conversation. Wait, hold up. Before we get there, of course, now when you look at it, let me see, bring up the current playoff picture. Not too much has changed really. The Ravens did solidify a position, so now they're going to be able to get into. They're going to be wrong one. Hold up. CBS. Okay, there we go. So now the AFC is looking, of course. Currently the Buffalo Bills are holding number one seed uh, with a 12-3 record. The Chiefs are the 2 seed, 3 seed is the Bengals, and 4 seed is the Jaguars. As they with their win, they became the number one, the top team in their division. Of course, if the playoffs are starting today or was due to start this week, the Chiefs will be playing against the Dolphins. The Chargers will be facing off against the Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens were playing against the Jaguars, in which I think the Jaguars would have a chance at that to get that one in the West. I mean, in the NFC, of course, the Eagles are still currently number one, even at 13-2, followed by the Vikings, the 49ers, and the Buccaneers, currently holding on to that fourth spot in the NFC South. If the playoffs were starting today, they would be playing the Commanders, would be facing off against the Vikings, the New York Giants against the San Francisco 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys against the Buccaneers. I think anyone that's in that fifth spot is going to be victorious anyway. CC, do you think there would be any upsets in the playoffs if the playoffs are starting today off those matchups?
yeah, the one I worry about is two of them that in the NFC where it would look like it'll be upset. Uh, you can't. The Vikings couldn't count for sure win against the Commanders. I think you said
Mm-hmm.
that'll be a tough one. Only because the Commanders' defense they play pretty good. Um, but then you look at my Cowboys, man. That's a tough spot to be in to play Tom Brady. If you go in there, you have to go in there and beat Tampa, like beat them. If it's close, you see what Brady will do if the game's close. Like he
Mm-hmm.
just showed you that again last night. That if you let the game stay close, I'm gonna figure out a way to make more plays than you to win the game in the end. So uh, if we do go in there, we got to blow them out. We can't go in there playing around. The game can't be close. Um,
Mm.
yeah, because I think Brady can still upset you. Like regardless of what his team does, in the last few minutes of a game, he can still get it done. So
So I agree with you with both those games, but however, I think Cowboys would be victorious over Brady if it came down to it. And then, of course, in the AFC, I think the Jaguars, even though they have the lesser record, they will be the division champion, giving them the whole game. In which I think they can potentially win. I think they can win. Or I think the Chargers. Actually, I think the Chargers could beat the Bengals as well. Actually, I think
Yeah.
that whole all those games are potential trap games for them. The Dolphins and the Chiefs, depending on what team you get in that, but they would be in Kansas City. The Chargers and the Bengals, and then the Ravens and the Jaguars, in which I think the Jaguars could be victorious.
Well, I think the Jaguars, yeah, I think they could I think they can upset the Ravens. I agree with you on that one. But I don't see the Dolphins beating the Chiefs now. That's not gonna happen. Uh that's not gonna happen. Just off the strength of um Patrick Mahomes on the other side of that ball. I think um I know it's early, but I think once again the AFC Championship is going to have to go through Kansas City, whether they come to you or whether you go to Kansas City. I think I think they're going to be around when it counts. You have to beat
Mm.
them.
All
Um,
right, got that, got that. So moving into the NBA, 5 games last night. NBA Christmas holiday games. Um, I don't know if there's any surprises. But of course, the first game, the 76ers face off, was hosted by the New York Knicks, in which the Knicks took the L. The 76ers win 119 to 112, improving to 20-12 on the season. The Knicks fall to 18-18 in their 18-16, I'm sorry. For the 76ers, Joel Embiid, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. James Harden, 29 points, 4 rebounds, 13 assists. DeAnthony Melton, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Tobias Harris, 8.6 rebounds, 6 points, 1 rebound from PJ Tucker. Montrezl Harrell, 2 points. George
oh,
Nain, 12 points, 2 rebounds, and
dark.
as well as
Mhm.
Shake Milton, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. For the Knicks, they were led by 35 points from Julius Randles in 40 minutes to play, 8 rebounds and 4 assists to go along with that. 23 points, 3 rebounds, 11 assists from Jalen Brunson, 10 points apiece from Mitchell Robinson and Quentin Grimes, 17 points, 10 rebounds,
We
4
almost
assists
done.
from
I'm still on that, man.
RJ Barrett. Uh, Mitchell,
Trying to get
I
some
mean
light.
Jericho Sims, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Isaiah Harrison, 2 points and 1 rebound. In any case, uh, the Embiid and the 76ers, I wonder how they're feeling right now, because now there's even when you look at uh, what's his name, James Harden, he's having a conversation to talk about he wouldn't mind going back to Houston. If you were in B, how is that making you feel when you see what basically what James Harden's pedigree has been? He barely stayed around in Brooklyn. Now he's in Philadelphia, and he's already talked about he would be interested in going back. He wouldn't turn his nose down going back to Philly next year. I'm gonna go back to Houston next year.
It's just talk. It's for me. It's just talk. If I'm Joel Embiid, the next, they should be focused on winning the championship. Uh, so maybe that's a conversation him and Harden should have. Like, man, are you trying to win, or are you just, trying to get your next contract? What you trying to do right now? Because I think the window closing on the Philadelphia 76ers and Embiid
Mm-hmm.
fast. Like if they don't get far this year or come close to a championship, then do you just bust that whole team up anyway?
I think so. Or do you move some pieces? I, of course, Harden, he did his thing by taking less money this year, so they can go and bring in Daniel House and PJ Tucker. But I know a piece in which you're probably going to end up moving, I think, this season, if anything, is Tobias Harris. I think it's almost time for him to time to move, even though he has been, I think, a glue guy in a sense. I know someone like Ron wouldn't agree, but I think Tobias Harris has been serviceable for them, in which but I think he's a piece in which is tradable, where they can bring something back. So I think it would be time to bust that. But additionally, to go to Houston, would Houston even look at bringing back Harden? Like, the way Harden left, in my opinion, wasn't that of a professional to begin with, and basically he pushed his way up out of there, forced his way up out of there, and now to bring him back, even though he's different now, more of a point guard than he is anything else. Uh, but you got point guards there. You got a bunch of young kids. Is James Harden the type of veteran you want to lead those guys?
No. Um, no. If I'm Houston, I'm not even worried about what he did in the past. It's just that overall his body of work, he played well when he was in Houston. Probably the best he ever played in his career when he was in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But those times are over, and you gotta, like you just said, they got a young team. Like we don't even need you at this point. We building up to something great. They already building up to something great. They don't need Harden for that. And what is he going to teach them? Like how to come in out of shape, how to what is he going to teach them? Like for
The
real,
best, the
like
best strip, the best strip clubs in Houston.
I mean for real, what is he going to teach them? So yeah, no, I would if I'm Houston. I mean Harden might want Houston back, but Houston shouldn't want Harden back. They should be like, nah, we
Mm-hmm.
moved on. We got Jalen Green. They got some young, what's his name, Porter or whatever. We got some young talent, Kevin Porter or something like that. We got young talent.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr.,
Hmm.
Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Seguin, Alpin Seguin. Yeah, he's got some new. Only the veteran. You still got Aaron Gordon. I mean, Eric Gordon there.
Hmm. But yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
fine.
need Harden.
So of course, the Los Angeles Lakers had their game against the Dallas Mavericks, and during the Dallas Mavericks game, they revealed the Dirk Nowitzki uh, trophy. I mean, not trophy. Statue out front of American Airlines Arena. Of course, we know Dirk is currently up for the Hall of Fame, in which I feel like he's going to be a first year ballot. Uh, it's just like the conversation we was having yesterday. I thought about it. Maybe Powell doesn't get in. I don't know.
And Pau
When we
Gasol.
sit up and look at we talk about Pau Gasol, D Wade, Tony Parker, and Dirk being first year balloters. Do all four get in? I don't know. Actually, Powell
Mm,
does get in. Maybe like you saw about do from a political standpoint in NBA, you can't have Chris Bosh and LeBron as Hall of Famers potentially, and D Wade not be there. I think D Wade gets in.
I mean, my question was simple. Has D Wade done enough? Like, with all the injuries and stuff, is his body of work enough? Is it Hall of Fame? Like, is his career really Hall of Fame? I question a lot of that stuff though. Um, Pau Gasol, I can see because of his international play, plus plus being in the NBA for so long. Um, but I'm on the fence with the D Wade. I mean, I know he's probably going to get in, but it really, like, and I know we're in the eras of everyone deserves a trophy or something, but um, I think Nowitzki is more deserving than D Wade. That's just my opinion. Um, because Nowitzki held down a franchise. Like he's like the franchise leader. Like um, Dallas, they just put a statue out. Like, does Miami have a statue of D Wade? I'm just wondering. Uh,
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying. Like,
not at all.
just
Not
saying.
at all. They do not.
So last night's game, the Lakers fall to the Dallas Mavericks, 124 to 115. The Lakers now 13-20 on the year, 4-game losing streak since they lost Anthony Davis. The Dallas
Anthony
Mavericks,
Davis out again?
yeah,
Yeah,
foot contusion, foot injury.
indefinitely, right? He's out indefinitely
Oh,
again.
he's
Yeah,
out indefinitely?
yes, indefinitely.
Oh, I know that'll
Currently,
make you sick. I know you are
LeBron talks
sick.
about it in which LeBron's sicker than me. He says obviously because they don't have any big man depth. Like, and so, and listen to LeBron say this. They talked about how they at one point Darvin Ham had Russell Westbrook at 6'3" playing center, right? He's like at one point they had Austin Reeves who was 6'5", who was in the rotation as the tallest man. I'm listening and I'm hearing this and I'm thinking to myself, LeBron, why ain't you playing center?
Yeah, since you
Why is
compare, since you, yeah, why ain't he playing center? Like y'all comparing him so much to him being that dude to be like the Magic Johnsons of the Lakers. Well, why isn't he playing center at 6'9"?
I don't know. So, but of course, LeBron James, 34 minutes to play, six rebounds, 5 assists, 38 points to lead the field, 16 points, 2 rebounds from Austin Reeves, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists from Westbrook, Lonnie Walker, 9 points, 8 points apiece from Thomas Bryant and Patrick Beverly, 3 rebounds, 3 assists from Beverly, 3 rebounds, 2 assists from Bryant, 2.7 rebounds from Wayne Gabriel, 3 points, 2 rebounds from Troy Brown. We gotta talk about Westbrook. Dennis Schroeder, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for the Lakers. The Mavericks were led by Luka Doncic, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists by Christian Wood, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist from Tim Hardaway Jr. Reggie Bullock, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists from Spencer Dinwiddie, 6 points from Beltrans, and 4 points apiece from McKinley Wright and Dwight Powell. 4-game losing streak.
Real quick, Trey. What are the Nets looking like?
What's who looking like?
The Nets.
They're pretty good.
Oh, pretty good now. Oh,
Yeah, they're
pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see what their record is. Oh, they're 21-12.
Yeah, they're in the top 5 in the East.
Told you once again, when them three on the court, bro, it was gonna be a whole new ball game. Oh yeah. Did y'all hear? Which is crazy to me. This is why I don't like Nike. Did y'all hear Nike picked up Kanye West?
Did they?
Yeah.
No, didn't hear that. Uh-oh.
Kanye West. I heard this while I was on on the Disney cruise that Nike picked up Kanye West, which makes no sense to me. You drop Kanye, you drop Kyrie because of what he had to say and what he had going on, but you pick up the most controversial person in Kanye West. Don't worry, I'll let y'all elaborate on that and y'all let that fester a little bit.
Politics as usual.
It's a business move, right?
What business move is that? Stupidity?
No, peak game.
Okay, listening.
And from when you look at it, just from my standpoint as a marketer, if you can rebuild Kanye West's image and retool Kanye West's image, or when he becomes gets back into the public eye, you have him in your stable. Think how much the Yeezy shoe was. If he can produce those type of numbers, like Yeezy was putting up Jordan numbers, right? And he ain't never touched the basketball. If you can get Kanye to do the same for Nike, they're cornering the market, and he's not a basketball player. We're not talking about a basketball shoe. We're talking about a comfort shoe, a streetwear shoe. So if they can retool and re-image Kanye West, and he's willing to do that, it's a win. In the case of Kyrie, it's a little bit different. Like, Kyrie is a basketball player. And if you have people not to basketball games because they're boycotting Kyrie or something like that, that hurts the bottom line. It's a little bit different for Kanye West. As long as he can generate money in other areas and other streams, like, okay, people not picking up his not purchasing his albums. Okay, he does. He has fashion. He has his hands in other things. So I think that's why if you can rebuild the other's image, then it makes a difference. And I think Kanye West can be rebuilt. Now, I don't know if I would want to do it for the simple fact of who Kanye West is, and he's a habitual line stepper. But if they can get him right, that's lucrative. A lot lucrative than what Kyrie.
I can see where you're coming from.
I just see it as, you mentioned it. I just see it as a move to put the competition, out of the way. Adidas, see you. I think Nike just said, hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Um, that's all I see from that is you're right as far as rebuilding his image, but at the same time, um, it's to like I ain't gonna say put Adidas out of business, but it's to be like, hey, we still Nike on the top. So whatever whatever they can, whatever juice they can squeeze from that lemon, that's what they gonna do, man. I
Yeah,
can understand that.
but it's a risk. It's a risk. It's a risk in its own. But I mean, if you got money to blow, it ain't tricking if you got it. If they can sit up and make moves and be like, okay, well we are if it's a high risk, well it's a high risk high reward type situation in my opinion. Or they could be like, you know what, we willing to lose this money if something goes awry. We're willing to lose this, but we see it's a much bigger gain if we can sit up and keep them. So think
Right.
about how they turned around the whole Colin Kaepernick situation when they decided to sign Kaepernick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a couple of games. We see we got about a few more minutes. Go over a couple of the last three games before we get up out of here. Oh, Bishop, real quick, who you got tonight? Oh, I already know you got Chargers, right? No, who you got? Chargers or Colts?
Chargers. I got Chargers.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
you
right.
got
That.
Chargers.
All right. Last night, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics.
Mm.
The Celtics took care of business, winning 139 to 118. Jason Tatum dropping 40 points in this game. 41 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. His backcourt mate Jaylen Brown, 29 points, 5 rebounds, four assists, 12 points from Derek White, 11 points from Grant Williams, 11 points from Al Horford Jr., Marcus Smart, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 points, 2 rebounds from Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon in 17 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 11 assists. The Bucks, uh, Giannis Antetokounmpo's 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, 23 points from Drew Holiday, 15 points. Pat Connaughton, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. 16 points from Brooke Lopez with 5 points and 1 rebound. 11 points from Joe Ingles. 4 points, 9 rebounds from Bobby Portis. Grayson Allen, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Uh, Chris Middleton didn't play, of course. Uh, I think I know I have been standing on the desk and talking about Luca, but Jason may be slowly but surely pulling away from that. 24-10 on the year, best team in the NBA. Just took out what used to be the best team in the NBA with the 22-11 Bucks with their loss. But Jason Tatum says now he knows how to win the championship. Do y'all think that bodes well, or do you think it's just going to be another year of them doing what they're doing and then falling short again?
I think that's gonna be a good series right there.
Mm.
That one right there. Um, they probably looking at seeing each other in the Eastern Conference Finals again, the Bucks and the Celtics, and I think that's going to be a good series. I think it'll be a back and forth series, but I think the Celtics are going to fall short. Whether it's in the Eastern Conference Finals or even if they run into like I could see the Celtics actually losing to the Brooklyn Nets. I can
Mm.
actually see that scenario. Um,
Mm.
I can't see the Bucks losing to the Brooklyn Nets or anything like, but I can see the Celtics because um, because of the matchups, the different styles, the different
Mm-hmm.
styles of play. I can see that. I can see that happening to the Celtics, flying high right now, and then come crashing down come playoff time.
Mm. I know Bishop liked the next comment. I hope they build up just to let down. Um, Another game last night, overtime game. Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets go walk away with the win, 128-125. The Suns with the loss dropped to 19-15. The Nuggets improved to 21-11, building on their lead, of course, rivaling almost that and what the Boston Celtics has. The Suns led by 22 points, 16 rebounds from DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 16 assists. Devin Booker, 2 points in his 4 minutes played as he went out again with the hamstring injury. 31 points, 2 rebounds, 2 to 6 assists from Landry Shamet. 18 points, 8 rebounds from Davian Lee, 13 points apiece from Michael Bridges and Torrey Craig. Craig with 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Bridges with 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Shamet, Shamet. He almost was, or well, he was put on a poster.
I was about to say,
41
don't
points.
say almost. He was still a poster,
Yeah,
despite the fact
he
there
was
was a
posted.
charge. Yeah.
It was funny. So think about this, right? Let's put a perspective, right? In both games, which we're going to talk about shortly, about the next with the other game, the uh Memphis game, they took off from the same points. Now I understand that Aaron Gordon is a lot taller than John Morant, but basically they took off from the same point with someone in front of them, and Aaron Gordon exploded, detonated at the rim. But in case, let me get to it first. Nikola Jokic, 41 points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists, a triple double, 40-point triple double, his second in within a week. Aaron Gordon, 28 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists from Caldwell, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Jamal Murray, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 points from Bruce Brown, 3 points apiece from LaShawn Bones Highland and Christian Braun. Uh, Michael Porter Jr., 7 points, 8 rebounds on the night. Denver is starting to make some noise. Unsung hero, you think they're creeping on the come up?
No,
I, you don't think so, CC?
no. I think Denver gonna be just a middle of the pack team again. Like maybe second round dismissal in the playoffs. Same thing every
Mm-hmm.
year. I think that's just who they are. Um, they got pretty much the same team. They don't really have any pieces that's gonna put them over the top. The Joker's good.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be in the MVP talk again. Uh, you know, but other than that, that's all. It's gonna be the same thing.
And Bishop, you was about to say you believe they have some spark with them.
I do. I think they do. I feel like they do. I think they coming into themselves. The Denver Nuggets. I think. I do partially agree with. I do partially agree with CC though. Denver. I don't. I don't think they've. I don't think they've done enough in the offseason or throughout the season to take them over
Build
the
a winning team.
threshold. Yeah, to get them to where they need to be. However, coming they are definitely going to be a team that's going to make a bit of noise. But I just don't think they got enough to finish it off. I do.
Mm. So, what about this for finish off? Of course, before finishing off the show today, uh, Ja Morant, your boy Ja Morant, faced off against the Golden State Warriors at their home in Golden State without a Steph Curry. Now, I just knew this was going to be a walkaway win for Memphis, but of course they're without Desmond Bain as he's been out. Um, but Golden State was victorious, 123 to 109. Uh, Ja Morant led his team 36.7 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Oh, Desmond Bain was back. I'm sorry. Desmond Bain came back, 9 points, 3 assists, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist from Dylan Brooks, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams, 6 points for 14 rebounds and 1 assist. Santi Alama, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Brandon Clark, 9 rebounds, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Tyus Jones, 13 points, 8 points from Coxner and 3 points from Zaire Williams. On the opposite side of the coin, 32 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists from Jordan Poole. Klay Thompson, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists from Devontae DiCenzo. 3 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists from Draymond Green. 11 points from Anthony Lamb. 10 points, 2 rebounds from Moses Moody. Again, just like we was talking about Shamet, Anthony Lamb, very, very close. Like Ja Morant has had 3 9 dunks that are potential highlights. Which was a better dunk? No, John's not slowing the team down. In which I got a couple of things. So first off, which was the better of the two dunks? Ja's missed attempt or Aaron Gordon's attempt or Gordon's dunk?
I haven't seen the John Morant one yet, so I'm waiting.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking
For
at
me, is
right now, but that Aaron Gordon one, that one was
yeah.
ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, but I haven't seen Josh yet, so I can't say which one was the
They're
better.
about one and the same. It's just Ja. Like I said, Ja's smaller.
Right.
He's shorter.
His gonna
But
look
maybe-
better because he is smaller. His is always gonna look better because he's a
Right.
smaller guy. So his is
I was gonna say
always
them
gonna
hops
look more
though.
dominant, more dominating than anything. What you say, CZ?
Them hops though from Morant, man, the way he get off the ground. Oh man.
He leaps out the gym, bro. He leaps out the gym.
Yeah.
I asked
Then
this
he tried to
question,
boom
right?
it so hard, Trey. He tried to boom it. Like
He tried to. He
tried to send
he's
a
real
message.
disrespectful. He's very disrespectful.
Right.
He's real disrespectful.
So and this is what be our last our take our conversation. I was looking at a couple of people that's on my timeline, and I seen a conversation going on, and which was interesting. Is Jordan Poole better than John Morant?
I don't think you could compare the two.
No.
Yeah, I don't even think you could compare the two, can you? They're
No.
two different styles of players. In my opinion, they're
Um,
two different styles. Completely. Go ahead, CC.
Jordan Poole is good, but he's not better than John Morant. I I guess if you are comparing, you're probably looking at they play the same position pretty much. Is that about it? Because other than that, like Jordan Poole has his own lane. I think it's the systems that they both in, the teams that they both play for, makes a difference to me. Jordan Poole asked to do certain things in Golden State, where John Morant asked to run the whole offense. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
He asked to be that motivator on his team and a leader on his team. Jordan Poole doesn't have that kind of pressure on him, so he's just able to go out and play. But I told you, if you put Jordan Poole, I said this on y'all show, if you put Jordan Poole in the starting lineup, the Golden State Warriors will win some games. And I think Clay came off the bench yesterday also. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Clay was in the starting lineup yesterday. That's what's going to help Golden State win some games, by the way. Jordan Poole is a better player right now than Clay is until Clay finds his legs. You know what I mean?
That was a bold statement right there. Because I think we had a conversation about this last year, didn't we, Trey? About
Are you taking Poole or Morant for you to start your team?
Morant? Yeah.
You taking Poole? Who you taking?
That's your backward Poole and Morant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taking Morant. That's easy. That's easy for me. Who you taking? You taking Poole or Morant?
Morant.
Yeah. And he just came out with his new shoe. His shoe line.
They need to stop that. They need to go back and recreate that design.
It looks like somebody else's shoe. I can't think of who
Look
it is.
like Kobe's.
Ah, that's who it is. Yeah, it looks like somebody else's. Yeah. When I saw it, I wasn't like, wow, that's it. Yeah. I was not.
Before we get up out of here, gentlemen, Bishop, we didn't get a chance to hear about the cruise or the rest of the cruise. I mean, we last left you on, y'all was getting ready to go into Mexico for your last day before y'all headed back and see what was the Disney experience.
It was good, man. The cruise was good. First Disney cruise, like I said, for all y'all that was watching the show briefly. I was on, y'all saw me on the cruise. I was on the Disney cruise. It was great. My daughter loved it. A great experience. Sailing with Disney. Definitely a lot to do. You can tell where they put their money at, stuff like that. My daughter, we practically didn't see her the entire time for the most part. We was on the cruise for like 5 days, and they had little kids club that she just virtually stayed in the entire time. The kids club is open from like 9 a.m. to 12 at midnight, and then she pretty much stayed there 90% of the time. But yeah, man, shouts out to Disney for what they do, Walt Disney, for the cruise. A lot of things to do on the ship. The only bad thing is the The weather was warm where we went. We was in Mexico, so it was 80 degrees, and then to come back here to Texas to this below freezing was a bit of a shocker. Wasn't prepared for that because we went on the cruise with warm clothes, had no cold weather clothes to come off the cruise with, so therefore it was crazy. So we get back, it's freezing cold. We ain't got no type of coats or nothing because we wasn't back for that. When we left, it was kind of warm. Come back, it's freezing. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, if you have an opportunity or you have kids in which you want to take them somewhere, take them on a Disney cruise. It's definitely worth it, man. It was definitely worth it. We enjoyed ourselves. And they do have things on there for those that don't know. Excuse me, they do have things on there for adults. It is not just completely all kids. Yes, the majority of it is kid related, but they do have adult activities for just adults where kids can't go into.
Disney or Carnival?
So I've been on 3-4 Carnival cruises. I really that one's hard, Trey, to be honest with you. To be honest, that's
two different types.
Two different types. Yeah, two different types. Because Carnival don't accommodate kids as much as Disney does. And again, this whole cruise was for my daughter. It was her birthday, her Christmas present was the cruise. So that was one of her Christmas presents. Well, it was a cruise. So it's hard to like put them two against each other. But yeah, without being said, definitely a great cruise. But yeah, I can't knock Carnival. I think I would have to compare Carnival to like Norwegian or these other Caribbean and all of those. Yeah.
All right, CC, what's going on with the diehard fan or Simulate Your Mind show before we get up out of here?
Well, check me out on Diehard Fan Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, talking sports. I thank y'all for putting me on today, and man, have a happy New Year out there. And Bishop, you guys go beat the Saints, man.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be y'all savior. The Saints.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I hope we can make that happen, man. A lot of that, like I said, a lot of that truly depends on Jalen in the next couple of days. Hopefully, we hear something about him by Tuesday or Wednesday on whether or not he's going to start on Sunday. We'll see. But yeah, definitely looking for that, man. We need that. But y'all gotta take care of business yourself too, though.
Oh yeah.
So we greatly appreciate y'all walking with us this morning after the holidays, of course. As we say, Christmas, the post-Christmas day, New Year's is coming up. Less than 7 days away. It'll be a whole other day. Leaving the Deuce going into the Deuce Tray. Greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us this morning, y'all. Of course, y'all see y'all know where to catch us tomorrow, 09-1100 hours. We can sit and talk about this game tonight to see where it's going down, how's it going down.
Who'd you pick, Trey, for the night? Who'd you pick?
Chargers.
Who'd you pick, CC?
Chargers.
Okay. Everyone picked the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
So we greatly appreciate you rocking with us. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Enjoy your all's day. And we'll holler. Peace.
Skyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We out.